The West Coast Demerara from Edinburgh to La Jollity from 8 hours to 12 hours, and on the West Coast from Windsor Forest to Best Village from 12 hours to 16 hours. Did you know weekly planned maintenance allows for routine inspection and maintenance of the network to provide customers with a reliable supply of electricity? GPL, empowering you.
CARICOM General Insurance, a better value for better protection. Get your ship and cargo covered with us today. To better serve you, you can now purchase your insurance online from the comfort of your home. CARICOM General Insurance Company, Inc., located at 121 Regent and Ornock Streets. You can contact us on telephone numbers 225-1787 or you can try 269-0020.
A pleasant good afternoon to you today. This is the Wake Up Guyana show with Tony from Machinoy. I thank you for joining us on this show today. Is Thursday, March 18th, 2021. Thank you that you can spend this time with us. And how in the world are you today? Hope you're doing fine. And I want you to know that I really am grateful that you spend this time with me. Let me give you the number to call because this is a show that I want to hear from you, your concerns, your complaint, your compliments. I want to hear from you today. My number to reach us is 226-7453, 226-7453. WhatsApp text messages only on 622-2222. 622-2222. Thank you for those who are listening to us across the length and breadth of this great and blessed nation. Those in the riverines and the hinterlands communities, thank you for joining us. And those in the diaspora, the A, B, C, C, E, America, Britain, Canada, the Caribbean, and Europe. Thank you for joining us. And all of our faithful listeners who listen to us on a daily basis, including Sati and BB and all our regular listeners, thank you and a pleasant good afternoon to you wherever you are today. So let's go straight to the front page news of Kaieteur News. And today, topic for discussion, we have one of our regular listeners who suggested that we talk about the vaccine. And I made an attempt to bring it up earlier this week, but I got very little response. So I'm going to try again to bring it up today. And let's discuss the vaccine. You will see in today's papers, there's unity between the government and the opposition in getting the vaccine, which is a wonderful thing for Guyana to see the opposition and the government united. I am very grateful to see that. Unlike other countries, the opposition and the government are not so united on whether to get the vaccine or not. So I am glad that we don't have that issue here in Guyana. We're seeing that both opposition and government see the importance of every citizenry to get the vaccine. And I do encourage you to get the vaccine, please. So let's go to the headline news. Government signs $70 million in contract for housing development in one day. This is good news. This is a good news story, so I don't get a lot of good news in the papers to talk about. So since we have a good news story today, I am hoping that we can spend some time on this show discussing this good news that $70 million in housing development. Thank you. Next headline is Get the Best to Build Your Oil Industry. Don't rush to sign deals and live to regret it. That's some very good advice from one of the oil experts. We recommending that we get the best in the oil industry to make the deals for us. And remember, if we don't, we will regret it later on. Another good news story here is Indian bank to cash in on golden opportunity from Guyana oil. So one of the bank was just grant permission to allocate and to provide housing loan, which is a good thing. More competition, better and lower price for the consumer. So the more banks can give out home mortgages and home loans, it's better for the citizenry of this country. Also, please, I remind you to listen to Mr. Glenn Lyle's show on Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 7:20 p.m. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 7:20 p.m. And for a rebroadcast of that show, you can listen to it at 1100 hours daily on Kaieteur Radio. And the last discussion Mr. Lyle had regarding the oil, the topic was here how you can make some real money in the oil sector. Okay, and that was discussed today at 1100 hours. So the phone number again to reach us, 226-7453, 226-7453, or WhatsApp text messages only, 622-2222, 622-2222. So the first story we looked at is on page 6, where the government and the opposition receive initial COVID-19 jab. So both side of the political aisle were given their first shot yesterday of the COVID vaccine. And they're setting the example and being a role model for the rest of Guyana to follow by getting the vaccine themselves. The other story that I would like for us to spend some time discussing is this story about the 70 million US dollars. I failed to mention that. 70 million US dollar contracts for housing development. So I'd like to read a few excerpts from this story, and it reads as follows, and I quote, "With those deals signed, contractors are expected to commence infrastructural works and construction of houses in areas countrywide, including," and here are some of the areas that will see some of these houses being built. Cummins Lodge, and for those who may not be familiar with Cummins Lodge, that is right outside, right nearby Sophia, Cummins Lodge. And then there's Prospect, and there is Great Diamond. All right, so those are the three areas designated as some of the location where these new houses will be developed. And the story continues. Senior Minister in the office of the president with responsibility for finance, Dr. Ashney Singh, in considering the past reports of these are his words, of substandard work being done, issue a stern warning to contractors to ensure that quality works are executed on these projects, unquote. My question to you is, do you believe that these contractors will not do substandard work? Let's put it this way. I am currently building, as you know. I have a private contractor who's building for me. I am there day in, day out, watching every nail go in, every wood put up, every block laid, every pipe put in, and yet sometimes I still get substandard work. So my question to you is, when you get, let's say, 100 contractors to build 100 houses, and you are not there watching every nail nailed in, every wood put up, every block laid, can you tell me today that if you will not get substandard work? So the minister is calling on the contractor to not provide substandard work. But my question to the minister is that if they don't provide standard work, then what happens to them? Because that's the problem that we have. People are aware that they will get away with it. Caller, go right ahead. Thank you for calling the Wake Up Guyana show. We just lost that caller. And the number to reach us again is 226 7453, 226 7453. WhatsApp, text messages only, 622-2222. And as I was saying, what if there's no consequences for the substandard work? The contractors will continue doing substandard work. Welcome to the Wake Up Guyana show. Good afternoon, caller. Go right ahead, please.
Good afternoon, Tony.
Good afternoon, sir.
My point is that you gotta get efficient,
Yes,
trusty
sir.
engineering and cracker works.
Yes.
Nobody can get at your home
Okay. Tell me more.
because the contract and with some engineering and cracker works, you can save the cut on the work.
Okay.
So who you going to trust? You got to make sure that these contractors certify and carry a good record.
And do we have such qualified contractors that you just mentioned, sir?
You have some.
We have some.
Some just get a truck and just get a hammer and sand and then even know the work. And they kind of a foreman for run the work. That's a big contract. That is foreman the work or doing the work.
And that's why we get the substandard work.
Yeah, definitely, yes. And the material what they're using.
And that's the other thing too. So not only the contractor is substandard, the material that he uses is substandard. Let me ask you this, sir.
Yeah.
Would you prefer to build your house yourself or
Yes.
the government
Yes.
to build it for you?
I prefer build it myself.
Why?
Because I would be there.
Okay. And you'd make sure you have the best material.
Everything from the foundation right up and
Everything.
the material.
You want to make sure you see every nail goes in, every wood put
Yes.
up, and every block laid, right?
Yeah, after the painting, because sometimes use a butter to put it on the board
Yes.
and give it a thick second coat and say, okay, I finish.
Right. So what they do is they put lipstick on a pig and expect the pig to be something else. Am I correct?
Yeah, and then concrete gets beat and concrete get to left for nearly 6 weeks to paint it.
That is correct. It's actually 28 days, just like you said, the concrete's supposed to sit and cure.
Yes,
But let me ask you this. When government build homes, do you think those contractors are going to sit 28 days for that concrete to
No.
be cured?
No.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for calling.
Right, okay.
Okay, have a nice day. Well, I agree with this caller because you cannot trust anybody to build a house that you're going to live in. First of all, it's a safety issue because that house not properly built will fall down. This is why it's always better to be there and to build for yourself. Even if you're there sometimes, you still run into problems because, as I said, I am there. Continue with this article. The minister went on to say the quality of work presented, he said, will later act as a determining factor in whether they being the contractor, whether the contractor would be eligible for bigger projects government has in store. But let me put it to you, sir. The contractors today, they don't look down the road and think about future jobs. They just think about this particular job they're doing today, and they can care less about doing a good job and you recommending them, because I can tell you personally, I've had 6 or 7 contractors so far building my house, and none of them were thinking about, let me do a good job so I can recommend them. They're just thinking about today. So this threat, this promise from the minister that if they do substandard work, they will not get any work in the future. They can care less. All they're thinking about is today. The other issue with when government building house for you is that who the contractor is going to get the job. Of course, the government will give jobs to contractors that they know, their friends and their family. And so when you hire your friends and your family, do you not expect to get substandard work? Well, of course you do. Because what are you going to do when your friends and family produce substandard work? Put them in jail? Well, of course not. You will give them a slap on the hand and tell them not to do it again, and then you will give them another contract. So while I am happy that the government is building homes for people, I think there's a better way, and I would like to hear from you. Rather than the government building it, what are some other ways that the government can provide that same money for people to build their own homes and not depend on contractors who will provide substandard work? I want to hear from you. The number to reach us is 226. Caller, go right ahead. Welcome to the Wake Up Guyana show.
Hello.
Yes, good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon. This Tony.
Yes, sir.
So I want to go back to yesterday's topic, just for confirmation. The will.
Yes.
You were discussing the will.
Yes, correct.
I'd like to let the public know through you
Okay.
that anybody could make a will,
Okay.
so long you can read and write and you understand what you need in the will. You do not have to get a notary public, nor a lawyer.
Which I thank you for clarifying, because the person that I did see did my will was a notary public.
Yes.
It wasn't a paralegal. It was a notary public.
Yes.
Okay, continue.
Yeah, what I'm saying is that any person,
Yes.
you can do your own will. You
Yes.
have an elder child of yours
Yes.
do it, as long as they can read and write.
And I agree with you, sir, because when I look at the document he put together, I mean, it really didn't take, you know, hours and hours and somebody with a big
Agree.
degree to do it. You're absolutely right.
Yes. And secondly, there is a will form
Yes.
that I think GPO sells. I'm not sure if it still happens, but you can use that.
And so that will form will kind of be a guideline and
Yeah.
putting your will together.
Yeah. And the authenticity of your will becomes the two witnesses that you will have sign on it.
Well, I'm glad you brought that point up because one of our listeners yesterday was unsure whether my will was authentic because this notary public did it. So you saying even if you do it, I do it, Tom, Dick, Harry provide the will, what makes it authentic, sir?
It's the person's signature with the two witnesses. The two witnesses
Yes.
that signs on the will. There are two spots on the bottom of the will form,
Yes.
where the signature, where the witness
Yes.
affixed their signatures. They sign on that will. They have to be with a witness to your signature on the will,
Yes.
knowing that you made this will, or it's your desire is in the will, and you sign there. They sign to what you prepare in the will, and they sign as witness to you signing that will.
And then once that's done, we got to take it to the court. Is that correct?
It is not necessary. You do not have to.
But they told me to take it to the court. I took it to the court, waited 7 days. And after 7 days, I don't know what the court did, but they kept the original, and I kept a copy.
Yes, it is advisable.
Yes.
Register your will with the deeds registry,
Okay.
but it's not, you know,
It's not mandatory.
It's not a requirement.
It's not mandatory.
Yes, it's not mandatory.
But having it at the deed registry, that's in case maybe I lose my copy, I could go to the deed of registry and get a copy. Is that pretty much
Yes,
the
you
advantage?
you can always have a copy
Okay.
from the deeds registry. The other thing is, if you have made a will yesterday and you decide after you slept last night, this morning you want to rectify your will or to change something on it, you don't have to go through, as the guy said in his conversation, he was advised it would cost him $400,000 to make an amendment to his will. You simply prepare another will.
Correct. Just scratch.
Because a
Just tear up the old will and make a new one, which will cost you far less, right?
Yes, you don't even have to tear up the whole one.
Yes.
It's the last will
and testament.
of your. You are right. You
Yes.
have the right term.
Yes.
The last will that you have made
Yes.
is the one that will be enforced when you are dead.
Correct. And you also recommend, like I did, I bequeathed all my assets to the love of my life, my wife, and my daughter in case something happens to both of us. Was that a good?
Yes. Yes.
So
At
don't
least you have a second-
don't do two people, right? Do a third one just in case.
Yes.
Okay. Highly
Yeah.
recommended.
No, I don't know. Some people are not, fully au fait of the aspect of a will. A will must have, what they call it in the legal term. You have somebody who takes care or is in charge.
An executor?
An executor
Okay.
of your will.
Okay. Yes.
The executor could be the beneficiary
Yes.
on the will, or it could be another person.
Okay. So, is that is that included in the
stated-
will?
That is stated in the
Okay. Whose executor
yes.
is? Okay. I don't think I have that in my will, but I'm assuming since I bequeath all my assets to my wife, wouldn't she be the executor?
She would be in charge of everything.
Okay, so she will be the executor.
Yes.
Okay, very good. Or if I want, I can put a separate person as the executor.
Yes,
Is that
you
correct?
can. Yes.
Okay. I'm hearing somebody is saying that a will must be registered and gazetted. Is that correct?
I don't think.
Okay.
I don't think it's
Okay.
mandatory. It's
Okay.
not. It's not a requirement.
Yes. And I so agree with you because right now I think I can write a will for all of my children now. Because it's so all I have to do is copy everything that my current will has and just change the name, right?
Yeah.
It's pretty much the same thing.
Yeah. And I like to touch on one more aspect.
Go right ahead.
Remember the guy called in and said to you that the JP is supposed to offer a free service
That is correct.
to the community.
Yes.
Now, you know how the JP came about?
No, tell us.
It is when, let me use simple terms, when black people came to Guyana.
Please make it simple because I'm a simple person.
Yes, when black people came to Guyana, they couldn't read English, neither Indians. Most of the races that came into Guyana, they were not English speaking. They happened to learn English later and didn't know it well. Up to today, Guyanese don't know proper English. And it was recognized by the then ruling people from Britain. They appointed any learned person who showed an inclination of knowing more of the language, English, than the rest of the community, to give them a justice of the peace certificate. And they were asked to render services to their community free of cost. But what the guy said to you yesterday was that because of the cost of living and cost of everything, you offer a little gift to that GP.
Okay, just a little top up, right?
Yes.
Okay.
But there are those who believe they are lawyers.
Yes.
Just because they have the authority as a GP.
And like you said, some of them ask for too much
much.
well, which always happens, right?
Remember, your duty as a GP
Yes.
is to help
Yes.
your neighbors, help in your community.
But you know, sir, if it wasn't for that call on yourself, I would have been ignorant that JP supposed to be a free services. I was shocked when he mentioned. So I'm glad you confirmed that.
It is.
It
is.
So and I guess it's also for people who are poor and powerless who
Well,
can't afford.
that is why Britain did it.
Yes. Yes.
The early stage of,
Yes.
of people coming to Guyana,
Yes.
because they couldn't read and write. They didn't know the language. They were offered the service.
Okay, sir. I have to run. We are at the breaking point, so thank you. And we're going to take a break, and we'll be right back.
CARICOM General Insurance, a better value for better protection. Get your ship and cargo covered with us today. To better serve you, you can now purchase your insurance online from the comfort of your home. CARICOM General Insurance Company, Inc., located at 121 Regent and Ornock Streets. You can contact us on telephone numbers 225-1787 or you can try 269-0020.
Welcome back to the Wake Up Guyana show. You are listening to Tony from Machinoy, and that last caller was very, very wise and has a lot of wisdom, and his information was very informative, and I hope that you were able to hear that. So there are other ways to join us on this show. You can listen to us on Kaieteur News Online, MyTuner app, and Radio Garden app, YouTube, Facebook, and WhatsApp. And caller, go right ahead. Good afternoon. Welcome to the Wake Up Guyana show. Go right ahead, please.
Yeah.
Go right ahead. Hello.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Mr.
Yes.
Tony.
Yes. Good afternoon, sir. Go right ahead.
Yes. Yes, Mr. Tony.
Yes.
Yeah. You was talking about the contract.
Yes.
But
I'm getting some feedback. I'm getting some feedback. Can you turn your radio off, please, sir?
yeah. Okay,
Thank you
okay.
so much.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Okay.
You were talking about contractors, right?
Yes, sir.
And with the investment that they want to do.
Yes.
But these guys, then, when the contractors then go and do the whole job, complete the whole house, and then you see things start fall apart, like the foundation is not well, and the building start to crack. What's going to happen?
Sir, that's a very good question, and it happens so
All
frequently.
all the time.
And guess
Mr.
what?
Tony.
This is what I was saying. The minister's not gonna do anything.
Nobody is not going to be there. In Suriname,
Right.
you work in stages, right?
Yes.
Because when you done the foundation, they have the engineer or somebody come and check before the money release.
Very good. Very good.
And when the contractor get away with all of this,
Yes.
the people them who buy the home, they're in the problem.
Correct.
They have to fix it all over again.
So let me ask you a question, sir. Would you let the government build a house for you, or would you
No,
prefer to
why
build
the
your own
government
house?
have to build it? Why they don't issue the land and you get your own people and do the house?
Well, that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for better solution because we know if government build a house, we know we can have issues. So
Exactly.
your solution is give the person the land, would they get the money from? Give them the money as well?
Yeah, but if you give them the land, then the bank, you take money from the bank or something. You said
okay.
some Indian bank is giving money to,
Yes.
to help.
Okay.
But if they want to do it that way, people have to go and check.
Yes.
If you do the foundation, they go and check, make sure it's okay,
Yes.
and then you take it from another stage there.
I like your idea. That way, the owner, the homeowner, can be there and watch the work.
Exactly.
And watch
exactly.
them. And you said in
As what you say, every nail they put in, use there.
you have to be there because even if you're there, they still try to do something
These
different.
guys try to do things so they all would think about the money. They
Yes.
don't think about you going into a home and you will get the service that you pay.
And you know what's worse? So you building a house is stressful. In fact, it's one of the most stressful experience I've ever gone through.
Exactly.
But on top of that stress, listen to what you have to deal with. Just the other day, we had a ranger, one of these government people. They call themselves a ranger. They come by and they just try to make your life even more miserable.
Because when they see that you put things on side of the roads.
Well, that's the thing. We had nothing on the side. They just come by and first of all, they start threatening you. We'll stop this work.
Right.
We'll stop this work. I mean, come on.
Come on, man.
Please, we have enough stress building already.
Exactly.
And then you're going to send these people who not compassionate to the person who building.
Exactly.
They don't know the stress that the person going through. You already have stress with the contractors. Now you have to get more
now
stress.
You got double stress.
Thank you very much, sir. Have a nice day. Thank
you. Have a nice day.
Okay, Ms. King, go ahead, please. For the phone calls keep rolling in. We got plenty of calls today.
So, someone is saying the ministry needs to have random inspection on the projects with a stipulation in the contractor's contact if work does not meet the recommended standards. Then they should redo the work with their own material and time. Then someone says...
Stop right there. You finished with that person?
Yeah.
Let me make a quick comment. That's a very good suggestion, but let me tell you what I see happens. So the ministry have an inspector that comes and inspect the work. The inspector and the contractor colludes. I'm not sure if I'm using the right word there. They colludes, but to use a different word that's much easier, simpler. They work together and they help each other. So if the contractor does substandard work, the inspector comes, see the substandard work, and the contractor take care of him financially, and the work is approved to go on. So that's a good suggestion, but here in Guyana, you can put 20 inspectors and you just have to pay 20 more people in order to get your work going. So that's all I have to say about that. Go ahead, Ms. King.
Someone said, Sir, good day to you and co-host. Sir, on Tuesday night, I had an emergency and needed an ambulance. I made calls to the 913 number from around 11:50 p.m. on Tuesday night.
Stop there, right there. This story so resonate with me. Without finishing, she finished reading it, I can tell you the rest of the story because it happened to me. I live on the East Bank. I saw a friend who was non-responsive. I called 911, and 911 said to me, they do not reach all the way to Providence. This person was non-responsive. He needed an ambulance, and 911 said, we don't reach that far.
Wow.
And so I had to go through the trouble of finding a taxi and all of that stuff to get the guy to the hospital. Thank God he got there on time and he lived. So finish the story, please. I'm sorry to interrupting you.
He says he tried to call him from 11:50 p.m. on Tuesday night to 12:40 a.m. on Wednesday morning, and all he was getting was an engaged tone all the time. Sir, this is unacceptable for an oil-producing country. It has been a normal thing with both 911 and 913. My suggestion is for those hard-working ministers, along with the media houses, to set up systems to improve this area. And he also goes on to say something that might trigger quite a comment from you. Mr. Tony, sir, I observed that over the past week you haven't been reading WhatsApp messages and only accepting calls. Please remember that everyone wants to make a meaningful contribution to this show and build a productive Guyana.
Thank you for that feedback. I think I'm going to put Miss King on leave for 1 week because she failed to read your WhatsApp, and I agree with you. Caller, go right ahead, please. Go right ahead, caller. Hello.
Blessed good afternoon to you.
And the same to you,
and
my
your
friend.
Co-host.
Thank you.
The entire guy.
Thank you.
Mr. Tony, I used to do construction work, sir. And I could tell you this. How I learned to do construction work is that construction work, to my knowledge, it's supposed to do in phases. Your foundation is the most important part of your home. But today, the system, you cannot do a foundation level for 3 weeks before it's set, then put up columns. People can chase up the work. Some people put on foundation today, tomorrow columns, the next 2 day beams.
Okay, let me stop. Let me pause a minute. You're saying the homeowner would chase you off the work?
Yeah, you know why? They want the house finished in 6 months or 7 months.
Yeah, but when you sit down and you explain to the homeowner...
They don't want that. Most of them don't want that. Because listen to me, sir. If you're doing a construction with concrete,
yes,
with weight, if your foundation is set, automatically the building going to crack.
Thank you. Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
If you do a foundation today, you might use ready mix, you might use hand mix, whatever you use.
Yes.
Ready mix is used hard, no, right?
Yes.
Good. If you use a ransom once you're hard, no? You will use ransom. They say if you finish class of foundation, this is 1 o'clock this morning. According to the size of the building. Not ready mix, hand mix. Next day, you put up columns. The next week.
Wait, when I make sure I follow you. You're saying if you use ransom in 24 hours, you can put up columns?
No, what I'm saying to you, hear me?
Yes.
Years ago,
yes,
the building code.
Right.
You have to do foundation in stages.
Correct.
Building stages. You do foundation and left it to sit. If it's set.
28 days, am I correct?
Right, or 3 weeks or what the case can be.
Okay.
And then you put up your columns.
Yes.
Because you remember now, if you put foundation today and you put column, remember it didn't set?
No, it's
not.
It
didn't dry?
No, correct.
Unless you might use ready mix, you would use hard, no?
Yes.
But still, you get movements.
Even with ready mix, you still need 28 days.
Yeah, you're not moving. Remember now, what I'm saying to you now, if as a person who want your house to finish and get your money, you want to take a year for yours finish. You want yours done in 4 or 5 months.
But sir, let me ask you this, and I hope you understand where I'm coming from. You gonna end up in trouble when that house start to crack, even though you tell the homeowners, I have to wait 28 days or the house gonna crack, and then they're gonna turn around and blame you, sir.
That's my point again. It's like, I'm sorry I'm saying this to you. I work in areas where I see men do foundation for homes, and I holler me mine. I said there's a foundation side. You know, man just scoop up the side.
Yes.
They're gonna make a little 8-9 inch foundation cast, and there's it.
So let me ask you this.
It happen government contracts. I see Not with the new government, the PPP government. I saw it.
Let me
in my
ask
eyes.
you. Let me ask you this:
Yes, sir.
would you want any government, not just this government, but any government, build your house for you?
You could have them build it for you, but according to what you say earlier, you have to build it to the specification.
Yes, but can the government guarantee that specification?
Well, very
sir?
good question. It would never happen because you got collusion with the engineer
Correct.
and the contractor.
Right. So then, what's the solution then, sir?
The solution is that you, as a person who wants your house to build, you must be able to understand and go through the line.
No, we're
Everything-
talking about the government. What's the solution? You're saying you don't want the government to build it for you. We had a caller said,
Yes.
give the people the land,
Yes, and they're gonna-
give the
right.
people the money, and let the people them
Good.
build. What
Fine.
is your solution?
Well, I will accept that.
Okay,
I
do
would
you have-
accept that.
do you-
Yeah.
would you add anything to that?
No, I would accept that
Okay.
because whenever you say I pay for it.
Correct.
But what I'm saying to you now, to be fair,
Yes.
is that the person who you build a house must understand
Yes.
that you have to go in stages.
So let me ask you a difficult question. Now, I'm the homeowner, and I said, I don't want to wait 28 days. I want you to start laying blocks immediately. What do you say to me?
Well, I'm going to explain to you exactly what's up.
Yes, and you explained to me, and I said, I don't care. I still want it done today.
Well, then you got to face the consequences at the end of the day because you're home.
But, sir, for me, and I can't speak for you, if somebody said that to me, I would say, well, you better find another contractor because what happens is it's your reputation, my sir.
Yeah, but
You put in your reputation because
saying,
when that
sir?
thing crack,
Yes.
the neighbors, the next people who nearby, they not gonna know that you warned this homeowner not to, to do it so quickly.
respect
They're gonna
that.
look, oh, this is your work, Mr. Smith.
Right,
This is
right.
you did this.
That's correct.
So
That's
why
correct.
don't you take the high road and say, ma'am or sir, it's better if you find another contractor who's willing to do it. Why don't you say that?
Yes, I accept, but remember now, everybody today is looking to survive because of the system.
I agree, but you
But
may
remember the
find
repetition
a homeowner like me who says, I want you to wait 28 days, and that's who you're gonna want to work with. Somebody like me who wants you
Good.
to.
Point taken.
Yes, that's
Point
what I would
taken.
do because
Good.
what I'm saying, once you lose your
Your
reputation,
repetition is that's right.
so
That's right.
it's everything you lose right
I
there.
respect that.
Okay.
As according to me, I do construction work,
Yes.
and I telling you, many like people go around because I tell them 4 cement. They tell me why 4. I said because the 4 is a right. You're using 3, but you're catering for 4 eventuality because maybe you might be using ransom or ready mix.
Okay, explain to me the 4 cement in terms of what?
According to the nature of the job what you're doing.
Yes, so you use
But
4
no,
cement,
No, let me say you're supposed to using 3. right?
3 cement or
Yeah.
4.
No, let's say 3. But because of you're using hand mix,
Okay.
you hardly got a balanced mix.
Okay.
So I scared for extra cement for eventuality.
Got you. So you have
Good.
a higher PSI.
That's right. That's
Okay.
right.
So in
That's
other
correct.
words, when you're doing ransom, right? There's most people use 3
Right.
3 cement to
Right.
how many rocks?
Well,
Oh.
like 5 or
Stones.
6.
5 or 6 stones. Let's say
Right.
6 stones.
Right. With
Okay.
with-
So
with some
3
sand.
cement, 6 stones, and
Right.
how much
Like
sand?
9 sand or 12 sand. I can't decide the ransom.
Right.
Right.
Okay. But you is put the extra cement just
Yeah,
in case, which
yeah.
and the homeowner benefits from that.
Right, right.
It
But you
it
see
doesn't
what-
hurt them.
You see ransom, you remember it's cubic box, right?
Yes.
Or you might use bucket,
Yes.
right?
Buckets. Yes.
Yeah. But what I'm
Construction
saying, if
bucket.
you're using hand mix now, like if you're mixing with your hand,
Yes.
you find you mightn't be there all the time to see how the person mix it.
Got you.
But you know as the person, you got to be like a watchman then.
Yeah, but I would not recommend anybody to do hand mix. It's best to invest in that ransom.
Yes, I accept
because
that. I use a ransom to mix. for
Again,
foundation.
people
It's a balanced mix. It's a
people are
balanced
not
mix.
perfect, and there's no way they can able to perfectly put all of those things together without
That's
using a ransom.
That's
With
correct.
a ransom, you have these buckets.
Yes.
You can lay your buckets out.
Right.
You got your
right.
6
Too much sand, too
stones.
much
You
stone,
got
too
your
much
4
cement.
stones, and you got
Right,
your bag of
right,
cement.
Right,
Simple.
Right.
And
That's
even
correct, sir.
even with that, people still make
Still put in
mistakes
extra.
because
That's correct.
because
That's
I
correct.
watch my guys them do the ransom, and sometimes they put less stone and they put less sand. They forget. That's why you have
And then
to
here what
stay there.
happen now? Here what happen? Sometimes they full the bucket more than some.
There you go.
Sometimes I'm not.
And,
I know
and
that.
something to put less.
Less good.
So there you go. Thank you very
Yes,
much,
sir.
sir.
Have a
Very
blessed day, sir.
informative.
Yeah, man. Respect.
Well, you hear it, people. Nobody thinks it's a good idea for government to build homes for people. Yes, it's a good idea that the government is providing 70 million in housing development, 70 million US dollars, I must say. But why don't we go with the suggestions of these callers? Give the people the land, give the people the loan, and let the people take responsibility for building their own. Some homeowners, like this caller just said, will care less if they wait 28 days for the concrete to cure after it's pure. Some people would say, I don't care about waiting. I want it now and I want it now. Others, like myself, would say, I'm going to be patient. I want to wait until the concrete is cured. After the 28 days, then you can start laying blocks. This is why government must stay out of businesses like this. Let the people feel empowered to do their own building. I think once you are part of the building process, it makes you feel better seeing the product going up. And I know my wife, she every day looks at the progress more than I do. I mean, she's on it 24 hours a day. I am not so excited about it, but so let the people build. So the number to reach us is 226-7453, 226-7453. Reminding you to listen to the Glenn Lowell Show Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 7:20 p.m. Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 7:20 p.m. for a daily rebroadcast at 1100 hours. Reminding you that you can listen to this show on Kaieteur News Online. Caller, welcome to the Wake Up Guyana Show. Good afternoon.
This is the radio station?
Yes, this is the radio station Wake Up Guyana Show.
Yes, I am here.
Yes, go right ahead, please.
I was a contractor. I'm living in Parfait Harmony now. I had to be during the housing drive here over here in Parfait Harmony. I built my own house here because I was a contractor. I'm blind now anyhow. Now, we had to, when I came here to live, they had contractors building houses for people. Now, when some PNC person holder and some of them asked me because I became a chairman for a housing society here. And I was asked by some PNC members to examine some houses.
Okay, so we almost coming to the end.
Yeah,
We're coming to the end of the show. The houses fell apart.
Yeah,
the foundation was weak.
Quite a few.
The foundation was bad.
Ali Construction Company.
They did not wait until the 28 days.
A lot of companies came in and built houses. Many people here are still suffering from houses that fallen apart.
And this was built by the government.
Yeah.
And your house still standing strong. Your house still standing strong.
My house, yes, I built it myself.
And you have no issues with it.
But what happened when I went and examined how the foundation was built?
Yes.
You know what these guys do?
Tell us.
They use quarter-inch steel.
Oh, see?
3-inch steel for foundation.
Cheap. They went cheap.
And the problem is that the place had a lot of water.
Yes.
But they just throw the concrete in.
Yes.
Quarter-inch steel, half-inch, 3-inch steel, they build it with it. Because at that time, the price of building materials skyrocketed.
And it's always good talking to you, sir. And please, I have to go. I'm sorry, but we're coming to the end of the show. You have a nice day. And I thank all my callers. Miss King, do you have anything to read on the air from the from the WhatsApp, Miss King. Remember, we have WhatsApp as well, right?
Yes. Dear Mr. Tony, the government should issue a contractor formula that's certified by an engineer that gives you the details how much cement to use when you are making a foundation for a house.
And I thank you for that comment, but I don't know if the person heard what we said earlier.
I'm not sure.
And you had a contractor who himself said that the government can give them all the information, the requirements, the code, but to get human beings to do it, it's a different story. And like the contractor said earlier, they already know how much cement, how much sand, and how much stone to use, but do they follow it? Absolutely not. Go ahead, Ms. King.
Someone else says, good afternoon. For someone who is building, get some basic knowledge on construction and try to visit the site every day. Doing this can help to identify the mistakes and correct them as you go along.
Absolutely agree 100%. If you're not here present, don't ever put your money in anybody's hands to build anything for you, because it will cost you a lot. You must be here. You must inspect the work on a daily basis. You must make sure that you get an outside independent person to be your conduit, to go between you and the contractor, somebody who knows a lot about contracting, and if you do not personally know a lot about construction. So I always recommend a independent person to be there, to be your representative, to talk to that contractor. I personally have a independent consultant who is helping me because I have no clue about construction. This is the first time I'm ever building a house in my entire life. I don't know the difference between a nail or a screw. That's how ignorant I am of construction. However, I hire a consultant and he knows all the stuff about construction. He helps me to get a better price from the contractors. He does all my negotiating for me so I can get the right price so I won't be overcharged. And I pay him a small fee. And what that fee does, the fee that I give him, I am saving money from the contractors taking advantage of me. Miss King? Okay, so we are coming to the end of the show. I want to thank you all for listening today and spending this time with me. I just want you to know that how grateful I am that you take your time on a daily basis to spend with me listening to this show. I am most grateful. Today was a very informative discussion about housing, and I hope that if you're planning to build or you need advice, I can help you with that because I am actually going through the experience right now. And I'm going to tell you, it's not an easy job. It's very stressful. You always going to be running to the store to pick up nails, to pick up screws, to pick up pipes, to pick up something. So you going to be very stressed out. So we come to as we come to the end of the show, I just want to remind you that we are here Monday through Friday at 1400 hours on the Wake Up Guyana show with Tony from Machinoy, and reminding you to pray for our president, President Ali, and pray for our country, pray for Exxon that they will renegotiate the oil contract so that every poor peasant person in this country can have money to put a roti on their table. I want to thank Miss King. I want to thank Raj for making this show a success. And I want to thank you for listening. And I want to say we're going through some tough times, some dark nights, some dark days, but we will get through this together. Let's pray for one another. Let's unite together. And let's hope that things will get better and we'll make it through this difficult pandemic. With that said, I want to tell you that Weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. And may God give you the desires of your heart today. God bless you and have a wonderful day. This is Tony from Machinoy signing off.